No worries, no problem. Great to be here. Fantastic to be at NOAH. I've followed Marco's success now for almost 20 years, so it's nice to be here. Let me share my slides. Okay, so there's a tremendous opportunity here as well. So with all the negativity around climate change, obviously we're focusing on the big floods this summer in Germany and the wildfires burning for the last five years in California. So tremendous amounts of negativity, massive problem. But actually there's a huge investment opportunity here as well. And there's this quote from Al Gore, most famous perhaps for his movie, The Inconvenient Truth, which is some years ago now. And actually there's a tremendous opportunity here. We need to invest tens of trillions of dollars, pounds every year into systemic change, into investing into companies that are decarbonizing their products and their services. We're also looking to dispel the myth that climate change is something that we can't impact in ways with our money. So I think people are very much focused on changing their behavioral their lifestyle changes. So things like flying less, eating less meat, cycling more, buying clean energy for their homes. But actually sustainable investing can be tremendously impactful. And there's various bits of research around this now. We did some research a month or so ago with YouGov here in the UK, which is one of the leading research agencies, and discovered, probably not very surprisingly, that most people are not really aware that they can have an impact with their money. So in a long list of things you can do to have an impact, sustainable investing was right at the bottom, and very few people understood that you can have an impact. So here's our progress today. We've only been around about 2.5 years. We've raised £12 million in seed funding. We have some venture funds on board, including Channel 4 Ventures, one of the leading television channels here in the UK. So we'll be starting adverts in the new year with Channel 4. We have a whole range of ex-McKinsey partners and some fintech execs as well in our cap table, and we'll be raising a Series A in Q1. We've built what I believe is a world-class team already. I think we've sort of hired ahead of the curve. We've got some tremendous people on board, and perhaps most interestingly or uniquely, we have our own in-house investment team of 6 people full-time, which I think is unique in our space. We launched in private beta in August last year and in the app stores in April of this year, and we've already had very strong gains in the portfolio. And again, we've also launched something which we believe is unique, which is an impact calculator. So we provide a personalized calculation of what your portfolio companies are doing in terms of CO2 and clean energy. So this is what it looks like. We are actively selecting assets. Again, that is unusual. We believe in the market. Most people are offering you a handful of ETFs. We don't think that's the right way to have impact. If you're going to be truly investing in sustainably focused companies, you need to be actively selecting stocks, not relying on ETFs, passive trackers. And we have 6 core themes. So our 6 core themes we set out here: clean energy, clean tech, smart mobility, clean water, sustainable food, and circular economy. And when we started talking about this idea a couple of years ago, sustainable investing sounded like a niche, but I think we're all aware now that each of these subsectors are absolutely massive. And there are mega trends going on, each of them. Just looking at sustainable food, for example, there is a mega trend within a move away from meat-based products to plant-based products. We're not an ESG investor. There's obviously lots of talk and lots of focus on ESG, in particular in the last couple of years. Trillions of dollars have moved into ESG funds. We don't think that's good enough. We think ESG is actually a massive distraction from this fight, this war we have to commit to against climate change. And so just putting your money into companies that are slightly greener, slightly less bad, we don't think is good enough. And frankly, it's a wasted opportunity. And just calling out here a great article in The Economist from earlier in the year, headline, Sustainable Finance is Rife with Greenwash. And they looked at the top 20, the largest 20 ESG funds around the world. And on average, they hold 17 fossil fuel stocks, which is kind of mind-blowing. If you're an investor and you think you're doing good by investing into an ESG fund, then you're probably mistaken. And it's not just fossil fuels. You know, within those funds, you're also finding tobacco, you're finding alcohol, and gambling. So, you know, if you want to be doing good with your money, investing in the right companies, then an ESG labeled fund is perhaps not the right place. This is what we're doing. So we're pure play. We think we're the only pure play investment platform, at least currently, actively selecting stocks and funds from an in-house investment team across 6 core themes. And as I mentioned earlier, we've already launched a personal carbon tracker, which shows the CO2 abated by the companies in your portfolio and also the clean energy generated. And we'll continue to go down that route of providing more and more content around your climate impact. The returns have also been good. So this is the first 12 months, or this is August to August, but the trailing 12 months is also very good across all of the portfolios. We have a relatively simple product selection right now. You pick from one of 3 different risk profiles, but all the returns have been very good and above benchmarks. And so we are, again, part of the mission is to dispel the myth that you have to give up returns, give up performance in your portfolio in order to be investing in the right kinds of companies. We think the opposite is the case. And as each of these companies, each of these trends, themes keeps on accelerating, we think it's actually much more likely that you're going to do better than the benchmark if you're backing these kinds of companies. Here's the team. Yeah, as I said, I think we've already put together a pretty strong team, kind of ahead of the curve. So we have world-class people from JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, Expedia, Amazon, a whole lot of other fintechs. And my background is climate tech, which used to be called clean tech. I've built a range of different clean tech focused businesses over the last 20 years and invested into a range of others, sitting as chairman or non-exec. So I think that kind of in-house expertise between myself and our chief investment officer gives us some unique insights into the kinds of companies you really need to be investing into in order to have climate impacts. Our users seem to like what we're doing as well. So lots of great quotes here about the delight with the product. And, you know, it's still a relatively simple product. We believe there's lots more to build. We're hiring. We just hired another 7 engineers arriving in January. So we're adding to our team constantly. And then perhaps the vanity slide. Again, we're relatively small, early stage business, but we've already had a lot of interest in what we're doing, not only from the trade press, sort of fintech press, but also across the mainstream media, so at least in the UK. So the Times, the Financial Times, the Guardian, Telegraph, etc. And yeah, people seem to be interested in what we're doing. And I think the focus, it's in our name. It's all we do. We focus on climate change. I guess that's creating some interest. And that's it. If there's any interest in what we're doing, please drop me a line, Duncan at Clim8 Invest.